don't need men. Shut up, idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men.
Andrew Tate out here taking souls, boy. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you text Tatum to 53445. Text Tatum to 53445. Text Tatum to 53445. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Tate out here taking bodies. I have to say this. And shout out to the young lady whose channel this is. Let me scoot out real quick so I can show you whose channel this is. Just Pearly Things. I think that's what her name is. She's like the Fresh and Fit, I mean, because they fake to me, but she's kind of like the Fresh and Fit, Red Pill type of a channel. She's killing it, bro. She's at almost 1 million subscribers. I was looking yesterday, she was at like 800. She's at 900 today. God dang. Probably because she had Andrew Tate on here as well. She does do good work, but Andrew Tate out here taking spirits. Let me just say this about Andrew Tate. I do not agree necessarily with everything he says, which is fine because he probably don't agree with what I say. If I agree with everything that he believed and he agreed with everything I believe, he'd probably be being fake. But for the most part, Andrew Tate is right about a lot of stuff. I personally believe if Andrew Tate was a Christian, like a legit Christian with the Holy Spirit and all that, I think that we would probably agree with a lot more things. He looks at it from a perspective of reality that I agree with, but the achievement of that reality is different from me because I believe in Jesus and I believe that there's a different way to go about it. But when you're talking about the way women are, the way women act, if you go watch this whole thing, be prepared for a lot of cuss words, but I haven't found a lie in it. I didn't find a lie in it, not whatsoever. But let me play this clip because Andrew Tate kind of explains the falsehood of feminism and how these people are just making this stuff up. They don't really believe what they're saying, and it doesn't match with reality. Now, y'all know this girl right here. She seemed like such a sweetheart. Let me just say this before I this girl, came out the gate bragging about how promiscuous she was. Very successful woman. Brittany Rayner, I think her name is. Messing with NBA players, got pregnant by one of them. Dude got to pay out kind of amounts of child support. She reminds me of a girl that I knew in college who was a genuine woman at heart, and she just had issues, and she would be promiscuous because of those issues. And she was a beautiful young lady, had the future ahead of her, and she just couldn't say no to men, and it ruined her. In my opinion, ruin her reputation. But she reminds me of Brittany because I don't think Brittany wants to be that person. But it's probably some stuff that she dealt with in the past that caused her to feel like that is how she get her power back, is to brag about being promiscuous or whatever. Andrew Tate finna go to work. Hold the phone.
Given evolution, given the fact that as women we can go and get.
Men.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. Isn't there a glitch between what is actually happening and the nature of what we have in our bodies? I think that's probably the conflict that we're having right now.
Glitching what way?
In the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps
right.
Naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit, and it's bullshit. Because you still need men by proxy, one, and two, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes. It's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here, which is going to get me canceled again, but I don't give a but this is the point. Feminism in and of itself can't be defended. The point of an idea is that it can be defended by the people who believe in it.
Now he goes on to rip them a new one, but I want to focus on the first point. Feminism is a farce. Feminism destroys women every day of the week. It's no reason for women to even need feminism. Real men love women and support women in their endeavors. This is not, we don't live in a place where men treat women like dogs. Like real men, not the young college kid that you want to sleep with because he's the star running back. But real men appreciate women. Why? Because men like me, I have a child and I appreciate my wife. She gave me life. She's creating lineage. My legacy came through this woman. And I love my wife. She don't have to lift a finger at the house. What she do? You know, I wanted to clean up and help me with stuff like that. But for the most part, she ain't got to go slave over nobody's job. That's what I wanted it from the very beginning. Before I ever got married, I said, my wife is not going to have to work. If she wants to go out and get a job and do things or whatever, if it's conducive for our family, then so be it. But my wife don't have to work because I appreciate her to where I'll work 2, 3, 4 jobs. I work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day before I make my wife lift a finger to work. And real men, in my opinion, I'm saying that real men may feel that way. They just don't have the means to make that happen. But men feel that way. Men appreciate women. They protect women. They put their lives on the line for women. When in these countries and stuff go to crap, the women and children are safe and the men have to fight. You saw it in Ukraine. You see it in America. How many women fought in the Civil War? Hundreds of thousands of men died in the Civil War fighting. How many women were fighting in wars now they want to be a part of it? But men were dying to make this country what it is. How many women were mining? How many women are out there digging up lithium batteries for these new energy cars, electric cars? How many women do you see on tankers? How many women do you see truck driving? There's some out there, but that's men doing that. Men are up all night. Men are driving on the road 12 hours a day or more. And it's not because they're better than women. It's because God has made us to have the capacity to handle this. Now you do what you can handle. You don't need to be me. I don't need to be you. Men don't need to sit at home with a baby under their chest. God didn't make us to do that. God made us to get out and work. Women have the capacity and the ability to birth children. Women should be able to stay at home and nurture their children. They should not have to go out and work, trying to juggle between raising a baby and going out and getting a job. I don't think women should be doing that. The feminists tell you to do it until you now have postpartum depression, until you now feel disconnected from the baby that you gave birth to because you rush back into working too fast. The baby don't even have the nurturing that the baby needs. The baby grows up without because mama couldn't give it the love that you were genetically created to give. The baby knows your voice. The baby's been in your stomach for 9 months. The baby knows, gets comfort. It's a thing called skin to skin. Babies are healed through skin to skin contact. But in the world that we live in, let me just give you an example, because I want somebody on here gonna say, skin to skin. My son was born early. My son Bo was born early. They said his blood sugar was low because my wife is diabetic. They said his blood sugar is low. They had to give him stuff. They put an IV in his forehead and all this other stuff. We said, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let us come up there in the NICU and give skin to skin contact. We did skin to skin. I would go do skin to skin because my wife at first, she was down for the count. I would go do skin to skin with my son. She would do skin to skin, and he recovered like this. And you got to think about this. Now imagine if my wife wasn't down for the count. She had some complications. She wasn't down for the count for a little bit. She would just give skin to skin. Some women are not in the NICU situation. You're at home, but you can't give your child skin to skin. You can't rock your child to sleep every night because you're now doing a rat race. Like it bothers me that in the society that we live in today, that people think like Andrew Tate are the enemy. They think he's the enemy. There's something wrong with a man thinking like that. No, they lied to you. They cheated you out of an experience. There ain't no reason in the world that two people should be slaving over a job every day, working for the man. There's no way in the world a woman should be forced to have to make a decision between having a child and working on a job. That's not reality. Women need men. Men need to step up. Somebody got mad at me the other day because I was talking about abortion, and they only saw one part of my speech. But the part of the speech I was saying that women have choices and their choices are they shouldn't be, fornicating if they're not ready, and they're not ready to have a child, and that their choices are not going to the clinic. Their choices are for them to have their own child, or for them to give their child up for adoption. Those are the choices. Those are choices. The other thing is not a choice. That's murder. So anyway, people get mad. They go, what about the man? Well, they don't listen to the full speech, and they don't listen to what I say every time. A man has that responsibility as well. The problem is that women take the responsibility away from the man arbitrarily. They do it on their own accord. They want it, they keep it. The man don't want it, they keep it. Or the man don't want it, they kill it. The man want it, they kill it. Like one person shouldn't be making these decisions, because I think both parties should be involved in raising children. You go lay up as a man, you're going to take a responsibility for your actions. How do you know, Miss Tatum? I had to. When I was in college, man, me and my oldest son, Mom, we wasn't together like that. But when she told me she was pregnant, I put everything else aside and I said, I'm going to be there for you and I'm going to support you all the way through the end. It wasn't no Planned Parenthood in my future. I never thought twice about that. That wasn't a thought that crossed my mind not one time. All that crossed my mind is that I made the decision. Now I got to take responsibility. My thought is that what do I need to do to be a great father? Before she gave birth to my son, I threw my whole video game away. I threw it in the trash. I used to play my video game all the time. That was my favorite thing to do, was play my NCAA football game. That was my release. I get away from the world, get away from my problems, play my video game. I threw that. I walked it outside, threw it in the dumpster, because I didn't want anything to prohibit me from being the best father that I could be. And I had never been a father before. It was all new to me too. But those are the things that I think that men should be held responsible for. But you can't try to hold men responsible and then say women are just like men. Well, if your body, your choice, then do it on your own then. Why you need to go to child support office if it's your body, your choice? Do it on your own then. But women don't want to do that. They want to have their own choices, but make you be involved in the choices that they make. It's just stop it. Be a woman, men be men, and we have a great society. Anyway, let me get up out of here before I blow up. Andrew Tate, go hard. I appreciate Andrew Tate, and I appreciate the young lady, just Pearly. I may be saying her name wrong. I say Pearly Things. Maybe it's Purely Things. I don't know. You can look at her stuff. I'll put a link in the description. So if y'all want to go subscribe to her channel, you can go click on it. But my God, man, she growing like a wildfire. I want to just put this up here for the sake of conversation. I grew like this before at one point in time. But just for the sake of conversation, she's at 907,000 subscribers as I'm making this video on December the 27th. She's at 907,000 subscribers. I'm anxious to see how far she go with this. Anyway, I love you guys. Appreciate you. See you on the next one. I'm out.